What is good, YouTube? David here, coming at you with my first 2022 bracketology video, where I am going to predict all the games as if the tournament started today. So first you're looking at the first four. I've got New Orleans advancing, then Oregon defeating Florida State, Norfolk State beating Southern, and then Michigan over Arkansas to get into the main field. And working our way up, as you can see, these are already filled in. Starting over here at the Midwest, I've got Baylor over Norfolk State, where they would meet Seton Hall, who I think would beat 9 seed St. Mary's. UAB with the 12-5 upset over Xavier. Kentucky advances as the 4 seed. Providence, big win tonight at Xavier. I think they slip by Oregon. Wisconsin, Johnny Davis would have enough to get by Wagner. And they're like Alex Barcelo and BYU over Oklahoma. Purdue, the 2 seed, they advance into the round of 32. And then in the next round, Baylor over Seton Hall. Don't see the 8 seed upsetting them there. Then Kentucky, they advance where they match up against Baylor, where you have a 1 versus 4. I like Providence, the 6 seed, with the upset over Wisconsin, where they would meet 2 seed Purdue. And then Kentucky, I think, would upset Baylor, where they would meet Providence, who would upset the 2 seed Purdue, setting up for an Elite 8 matchup, regional final with the 4 seed versus the 6 seed, and I think 4 seed Kentucky would win there. Sliding over to the East, got 1 seed Arizona advancing before falling to 9 seed Davidson, who I think beat Loyola and beat Arizona. It's almost every year you see a 1 seed go down in the round of 32, and I think it happens here. Illinois would beat Iona, and then Tennessee, the 4 seed, would beat in-state Chattanooga, the 13 seed. I think Murray State would get the 11-6 upset over Iowa State, and then UCLA, the 3 seed, over South Dakota State. Colorado State out of the Mountain West would beat Creighton, and then Kansas would defeat Liberty. And then in that next round, like I said, Davidson would advance where they would meet Illinois, who I think would beat Tennessee. Murray State would fall to UCLA. The Bruins get back to their winning ways in the tournament. And then I think Kansas would meet them by beating Colorado State. In the next round, Illinois would beat Davidson, where they would meet UCLA, who I think would beat Kansas. And then setting up for a regional final between Illinois and UCLA. And I think the Bruins would win that to return to the Final Four. And if we move back up at the South region, there at the top left, I think that Auburn would win, as would Iowa. Alabama, the 5 seed, over 12 seed Boise State. I think Michigan State, the 4 seed, would be Toledo. And Michigan, the play-in winner, would upset USC. Villanova would have too much. They would get past 14 seed Oakland. And then Marquette and Shaka Smart over San Francisco, where they would meet Calvin Sampson and the Houston Cougars in the next round. And then I think Iowa would fall to Auburn in the round of 32, where they would meet Michigan State. They would beat Alabama. And then Michigan would beat Villanova. And Houston would defeat Marquette. And then I think Auburn would defeat Michigan State. And Michigan, the play-in winners, would continue their winning ways all the way from that first 4 game. I think that they would beat Houston to set up a regional final versus Auburn. So you got the 1 seed versus the 11. And I think number 1 seed Auburn would win that one, setting up an all-SEC Final Four game versus Kentucky. On the other side, in the West region, you've got Gonzaga over Navy. I think Wake Forest, the 9 seed, would advance over Indiana. I think 12 seed Miami, Florida would upset 5 seed Ohio State. 4 seed Texas Tech would get by Vermont. 6 seed UConn, too much for TCU. And I think LSU would beat Ivy League winner Princeton. I've got Texas getting upset versus San Diego State and Duke beating Towson. In the next round, Gonzaga would be too much for Wake Forest. They would advance. And Miami, Florida, the 12 seed, would fall to Texas Tech. UConn would get the upset over 3 seed LSU, move the 6 seed forward there. And then I think 10 seed San Diego State would pick off 2 seed Duke. Just like you usually see 1 seeds go down, you usually see those 2 seeds go down in the round of 32 as well. So I think Gonzaga would then play Texas Tech, who they would beat. And UConn would also beat San Diego State, setting up for an Elite Eight game between Gonzaga and UConn, which I think Gonzaga would win. Drew Timme, Mark Few get back to the Final Four, where just like last year, they would advance to play UCLA, who I think they would beat again in the national semifinal. And then on the other side, I like Kentucky with a healthy Ty Washington over Auburn, setting up for a national championship between Kentucky and Gonzaga. And I think Gonzaga would win it, bringing the Bulldogs their very first national championship. Thanks, everybody. Let me know what you think in the comments.